Alright, what's up YouTube, and welcome back to Jordan's Guitar Channel. I'm your host Jordan. I am here today with the wonderful, fiery, aggressive, and raw and brutal Engl Fireball 100. Because it is an elegant, refined, brutal amplifier. So let's get into it. So what I'm running today, we're going to start out with the LTD JM2 loaded with Fish Influence Moderns in the bridge and neck. Mesa oversized recto cab with Mesa voice vintage 30s mic'd up with a Shure SM57. We're running the pedal board. In the intro you heard the Boss SD1 and the Rev G8, both of which you don't really need for this amp. But we'll get into that here in a second. There we go, that is a very tight pedal. So, as you can hear, there's lots of gain. I've got the volume all the way up. You hear any noise? You hear that? Oh, right, you hear nothing. Yeah, because this amp has got a built-in noise gate that works that well. And it's cool because it comes after the preamp and cuts out all the noise. Now, I'm not going to turn this big old amp around because there's not a whole lot to see, so I'm just going to tell you what's back there. This is a very solid, well-built amplifier. So, you have a noise gate knob. I have it all the way up, because I like to pump some gain through a metal amplifier, because this is a metal amplifier, okay? Look at all this metal stuff, and it glows red, and it's shiny. This is meant for metal and like hard rock. It's not meant to play your tired dad AC/DC riffs on. Get you a Marshall, okay? You know, this is not for you. So, continuing on, there is a FX loop, send and return, and you have a knob where you can go completely dry with the effects, completely wet, or somewhere in between. All up to you. You also have 4, 8, and 16 ohm external jack outputs for whatever cabinet you choose to run this thing through. I highly recommend vintage 30s because it just really seems to like vintage 30s. Go back a couple videos, I ran it through my Friedman BE412 through the greenbacks. It likes those too. This amp just likes everything. And it's super heavy, and it's a metal amp. I'm just going to keep saying this so people will get it through their heads. Stop trying to make this amp a Marshall, because it's not. Engl wanted to do their take on an American high-gain amplifier. That's why this has got 4 606s and 4 12AX7s in the preamp. And it's like a 5150 and a Marshall had a baby, and then they injected it with steroids, and they abused it and neglected it for years. So it just became really super mad, and it's not very smart. That's why it's this simple loud, and it's just super mean. And when you play this amp, it actually punches you back. And I like that a lot. Maybe I'm a masochist, I don't know. But let's get into it. So on the front here, you're going to have your clean and your lead gain. You have a brighten and a bottom switch, both of which I have engaged right now. We'll go through it. You have a shared tone stack, bass, middle, and treble. And you have a lead volume. You have a mid boost, clean lead, master volume for your clean, master volume for your lead channel, a presence. These cool 4 LEDs right here, V1, V2, V3, V4, will let you know if one of your 606 power tubes is going out, which is such a cool feature. Standby and power. Dead simple amp. Before I go any further, I am running this thing into a 2-nose torpedo captor as the attenuator function. What you are hearing is the actual cab mic'd up. And it's only a 20 decibel cut because this amp, in the manual, it actually warns you that this amp can damage your hearing. They're not lying, because I played this amp for about 2 weeks before I was able to get an attenuator, and holy crap, dude, this amp is super loud. And it's just very mean, very nasty. So, very briefly, we're going to do a little clean thing. And I know, Metal Channel doing a clean thing, red alert, but most high gain amps, they do the clean channel as an afterthought, and it really kind of sounds like garbage. On this amp, though, the clean channel is super nice. Very musical, very beautiful, very defined. So we're just going to play just a little bit, okay? Just a little bit. Alright, that was enough of that. So, let's get into it. So, lead gain, I've got it cranked up to about 1 o'clock. That's probably a little bit much, but I'm feeling some saturation today. I'm feeling a little bit rawness and aggression, and that's what I'm just feeling it. I hope you guys are feeling it too, because there's too many reviews of this amp not doing the whole super heavy metal thing, and I'm here to change that. So you're welcome. You can call me Superman. So let's do a sweep. Let's put everything to noon, bass, middle, and treble, not the lead volume. Because even with an attenuator, this amp in the room is super, super loud. My ears are actually ringing. So if I have mispronounced words and stuff like that, it's because this thing is rocking my head, bro. So let's hear a sweep of the bass, mid, and treble. So. That's pretty serious. Let's go to the mid. And on to the treble. Yeah, you guys hear that? So this thing has a very wide sweep. Yes, it is somewhat versatile. You can pull some more modern rock type of tones out of that, but I'm not a modern rock guy, so we're just gonna play metal. So we'll start with the bass. Now, one thing I've noticed, and I was hoping you would hear as well as I was sweeping, is you really don't get a whole lot of significant positive change in tone where it really starts to open up until you get past noon on bass, middle, and treble. So bass, I like to rock it about 1, 2 o'clock. If we're going to be playing straight to the amp, which you absolutely can, you want to crank your mids up pretty high. And let's see, we'll just go and play through. I'll do the mids and the treble. Now we'll go to our presidents and we'll do a sweep on that. Pretty incredible, right? So let's hear this amp. I've got no noise gate on, no boost, just the amp and the guitar. Let's see how it sounds. Sounds kick-ass, dude. That's a really usable tone. Now I do have the bright and the bottom switch, so we'll pull both of them out. I'm gonna do some chugs and we'll kick in and out the bright switch so you can hear it. A little bit of a noticeable difference, not much. Okay, now the bottom switch, you are gonna hear some difference. One thing I've noticed with the bottom switch, if you have it in, you want to roll back your bass just a little bit. Goodness, that sounds so amazing. So I'm going to kick back out that bottom switch right now. I'm going to crank the bass up a little bit. We're going to keep the mid and treble the same. Now I'm going to kick on the mid boost. And one thing that I've noticed, basically what this does, it's a good like solo boost. It boosts the mids up pretty high and forward, and it tends to smooth everything out. Now, I'm not the hugest fan of it. I think it's great as a solo boost. but it really does, and you'll hear it smooths everything out. It takes away that kind of rawness from the tone. Some of you guys are really going to love that. Like I said, I'm just not a fan of it because I like that more raw, aggressive type of tone, and you're going to get a little bit of a volume boost, so it will get a little bit louder. So let's crank in the mid boost. Let's hear it as it sounds. Now let's hear it. I'm going to sweep the present stop and let's see what I'm talking about. Now it does have, that's a pretty big jump in volume. So actually, let me play it and I'm gonna turn it off. And you hear what I'm talking about? So as soon as I turn it off, you get a drop in volume and you get more of that raw aggressiveness back into the signal. Now, this is foot switchable. But when you buy this amp, you do not get a foot switch with it. Doing a little bit of investigation, there's a couple of different foot switches that you can get. I'm not sure if there's some MIDI programmability in there. If somebody knows better, please comment down below. I reached out to Engl trying to get a little bit of information, but as usual, nobody wants to talk to me. So I will tell you though, for the price, if you're looking for a 100-watt powerhouse a metal amplifier, look no further. This is your amp, dude. At the time of filming in September of 2023, this amp was $1,900. This is coming in $700 to $800 cheaper than the EVH series of amps. Now you guys know I love my EVH amps. I'm not getting rid of them. But I wanted something simple, straight down to the point, just brutal, kick you in the face metal amp. This absolutely does it. Zero complaints. Sorry it's taken so long to get this review out. I didn't know which way I wanted to take it. I know I didn't want to be like everybody else and trying to show the quote-unquote versatility of this amp, because let's face it, that's not what you're buying this amp for, bro. You're not buying this amp to make it sound like a Marshall, because it's not. It's not a Marshall. So stop playing AC/DC riffs on it and Zeppelin and just play some metal on this amp, because that's what it wants to do. One last little thing, if you want to run a boost through it, I would crank the mids back quite a bit, a little bit below noon. We'll kick on the Fort and Tempest, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And you may want to kick in the bottom switch. Yeah, it sounds really good with an overdrive. So for you guys to get mad that I'm running an overdrive, shut up. I don't really care. This amp sounds great without an overdrive. Like I said, you could take this head, good 412 cab. Engl does mention that you use high quality cables. I'm not sure what exactly they're talking about. I rock Ernie balls for my guitar cables and speaker cables, and for the pedal board I'm rocking Diodario all the way through, because there's guitar nerds out there and you want to know. So that's pretty much it. Very simple stripped down amplifier. Let me know if you guys want to see more of this amp, if you want to see me do some down-tuned guitars. Any questions, comments, requests, whatever, please feel free to leave them down below and I will get right back to you. If you like what I'm doing here and you want to support me and help me grow this little channel, consider subscribing and come hang out. We like to have fun here. I like to tell the raw, unfiltered truth about gear and do something that nobody else is doing, which is just be honest about life and guitars and gear. So hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video. If you're looking for most of the gear here, most of it I've gotten through Sweetwater, hit up my sales rep Tommy. I'm going to leave his info down below. Make sure you mention my name. He can really work with you and get you some good deals on stuff. Because I'm a broke musician. I'm not sponsored by any of this stuff. And having some friends like that really helps you out. Trying to get sweet new gear like a new Engl head. No, this video is not sponsored. I bought this with my own money. So anyways, guys, that's enough talking. That's enough jamming. Love you guys. Sorry it's taking so long for this to get out, but I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know down below. And as always, much metal, much love, and much peace. Later.